Hey everyone, this is Jenny Garcia, and this is a Project Life process video using the new products from Everyday Explorer, including some of the stickers from the new release, which are now available for wholesale. And for the rest of the elements, I'm going to use the Studio Calico June kit called Seaside. And I'm going to have all the items linked below, that way you can get them or at least add them to your wish list. Some of them are affiliate links. You don't have to use them, but they help a lot. So thank you so much to those of you who use them. And I have my photos ready to start working on this layout. If you want to see my process for editing, organizing, printing the photos, I uploaded a video about that a few days ago, and hopefully it helps you out with your process. So I do all that before I start working on my layout. That way if I have to work with certain products, I just look through my album and find the layout that works the best. And since these stamps are new, I'm gonna prep them using my Tombow Mono eraser, and I'm also gonna add a little bit of ink. Then I'm gonna wipe them, and then I'm gonna go again with ink. And even though the word sun really popped out against the green of the leaves, I'm going to stamp the same image on sticker paper using orange, and then I'm gonna fussy cut it and put it on top. So that is one way. I always try to stamp directly on the photos, but if it doesn't work out, I make sure that I stamp in a place that I can easily cover, or that is a shape that I can cut, like this one. Whenever I do that with a sticker, I like it when it's either like a circle or a shape that is outlined, because otherwise, I don't know, I don't like the look of not having like a clear circle. So I was fine with that, and I love using my Studio Calico inks for the color, and for the white ink I use the Brilliance ink from Tsukineko. And I always have either these little hearts or the puffy stickers with the little animals that I get from Target to add around the layout. I also added some washi and some of the phrase stickers that come in the mini book kits. I love those. Those are my favorite out of the whole kit. That's kind of hard to pick one thing, but I do love that those phrase stickers are the kind of thing that you can use over and over. Now here the ink looked a lot better, maybe because it's a solid background and there was very little space. But it's honestly my favorite ink to use. I do like to replace it every few years because it gets dirty and then the ink is not as brilliant. But this one has a few months, I think, left. And I wanted to add something in the middle, but it was going to look a little bit strange, so I just opted for adding that little cluster in the corner with the heart, the stickers from Everyday Explorers, and the little butterfly. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to take advantage of that dark green to stamp in white. And I also wanted to make sure that I had a label big enough to cover any mistake. And what was bothering me at that moment was that the fence is like in a little angle shape. Like, it's a little angled, and when compared to the bottom line of the stamp. But once I added the sticker, it looked fine to me, and I was just being very picky about it. And I'm going to use some stickers from the Seaside kit from Studio Calico. And later I'm going to come back to the whole layout, and I'm gonna add some numbers for my journaling. And sometimes I like to add things in an angle, that way your eyes travel through the whole photo, so it's starting in a corner and ending in another one. It's one of my favorite things to do. I also like to do the visual triangle depending on the photo. And I have so many of those sticker sheets from Everyday Explorer, but I love them because then I have one for every kind of food, adventure, entertainment, things like that, and it works out perfect. Now here, it really didn't turn out well. The texture of the table wasn't helping the stamping, and also there was light on it, so it's really easy to cover. I just use a label, and I have a lot of labels. By the way, Studio Calico is having, through the month of July, $1 in the digital sale, and honestly, if you don't have labels, this is your moment, because most of those, actually all of those, because a few days ago I got a few, are $1, and I think they're usually like $3.99. So this is the perfect moment to get all the ones that you want. Also to get digital cards, which is my favorite because I love to print cards often. And again, I'm using more of the Everyday Explorers little word stickers, and I added my little animals. And the stamp that I use with the sentiments, it's the summer and spring prompts. The first one I used was this summer, which is one of the new releases for this month. And I got this lemon zest ink last time I ordered Studio Calico, and I have that whole video in my channel, and I love this color. It's so pretty. It's like a orangey kind of yellow, very light orange. And sometimes I'm very picky. That's what I have so many labels, but I don't the ones that I stamp I don't throw out because I figure that I can use later. And I think that here I'm just gonna end up stamping directly on the photo with black, and I was like, I'm gonna try with black because I wanted something to pop, and I felt like the labels weren't popping enough. So I was like, I'm just gonna do it, and if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna use one of the labels that I stamp, which is what I'm gonna do on the top. Even though it popped, since the letters are so small, I wasn't loving it. So I'm just gonna use this poppy red on a label, which I think these are from Citrus Twist kits. I have a lot. I have from Citrus Twist, from In a Creative Bubble, from Studio Calico, and I have more, but I can't remember from where. I'm gonna use this as my title card, and I love how it came out. There's so many colors, it's gonna be a little obnoxious. Prepare your eyes mentally for this. But I just wanted to keep it simple, and as always, it didn't ended up being simple. I love these new alphas from Everyday Explorers. I love the multicolor, I love the size. They don't have numbers, so I had to use these Simple Stories numbers that my friend Ali sent me. She sent me a message, and she asked me, you have complained that there are no numbers, right? Because I have these from Simple Stories, and I was like, yes, I'll take those. I have some of those, but I've used a lot of them. Like this same pink sheet, I have it, but it has like a third, maybe like a quarter of it, and I didn't have once, and and 3s and stuff like that. So that's what I used this new one. And I have a whole organizer full of labels, and they are organized by color, that way I can find them easily. Oh, I think that the ones that I have a lot of are from Caitlin Schaefer, I want to say is her name. But last time I checked her link, I couldn't find them. I don't know what happened to the website, and I don't think I still have that file, which sucks because I really love them. Actually, there's many files. I think she had one for each color. But that's okay because I printed a lot of them. Like, I have enough. But now I get to like try other shapes. I also wanted to use these really cute flowers that came in the kit. They're like acetate, and I didn't want to use adhesive because then you would be able to see the adhesive on the back. So I'm just going to use a little bit of, I'm just going to staple them, and then I'm going to cover the staple with the little puffy animals. And I didn't want to cover the oranges in this one, so I just wrote down the number, and instead of using a label, I'm just going to stamp directly on the tag. And when I opened this kit, and if you saw that unboxing, I was like kind of bummed out about how little the tags are, but I figured out a way to use them, and that helped out a lot. They're actually really cute, and I think that I got, if I didn't get these tags from the printables, I got others, and my first thought was like, I'm gonna make them giant. So it's a great moment to buy the digital tags and the cards, and I wish the kit came with a digital version of the cards. I think that Videocraft used to do that, and that was my favorite thing to get in the kit because then you can use them over and over and switch the colors. What you gotta do is use Photoshop and the bucket tool. It's super easy. I have another video on that. You don't have to be a Photoshop pro. It's incredibly easy. And when I did that, I was like, oh, and I think I'm done. But no, I needed to add more things. It was fine this way, but it's just my style to keep piling things on top of things. And I feel like with these puffy stickers, I use a lot of the little animals, and then I have a bunch of tacos and, you know, kiwis that I don't use. And it's kind of weird because I keep adding them to this little sheet. That way I can throw away the rest of the pack. And they have like 6 tacos, and I'm like, I'm never gonna use these. And the little flowers came with a protective film, so that's the thing that I've been removing from them. And I sometimes do this when I'm stapling on a chipboard, that way they don't like poke out and they didn't like fold enough, so the little like prongs on the back poke my table, so be careful with that. And these are very ancient Studio Calico robins. I don't think people even use robins that much anymore. The stickers, the phrase stickers, are from the, I want to say the June Mini Makers Club kit. But it's an adventure one, it's travel related, it's really cute. And I was kind of nervous about using the rub-ons because they're pretty old, and I was like, ugh, I don't want it, you know, when they get like crunchy and they don't transfer very well. And then on top of that, I did the robin on top of washi tape and the little phrase sticker, but it came out pretty well, so it turned out pretty good. And this is a photo of my daughter going through her drawings and deciding what to keep, what to put in the recycle. I always take pictures of my favorites and her favorites, and she switched them a lot. She gets, she learns more, she draws a little better. I think that's normal with everyone that draws, and eventually you're like, this is not good, let me throw it away with a little bit of shame. But yeah, because she draws almost every day, and if I were to keep everything that she does, I would need an extra house. And here I'm using these awesome numbers from Studio Calico. These are probably like my favorite thing. I wish they come in lots of colors, but sadly they don't. And in this one, I then remember that there was a stamp that I wanted to use. These plants are mostly dead. Only one made the cut, which is a little aloe vera plant. I'm terrible with plants. I'm sorry, plants. But at least I had pictures of them before we died. And there was also zucchinis or cucumbers. I was growing something like that. They died. Is what it is. And I took this photo at the dentist. My daughter likes going to the dentist. They're very nice, but and she never has any cavities, so she likes it. And at first I stamped them black, but they didn't pop enough, so that's what I used, a label on top of the stamping. I'm gonna add the number in the window, that way you can see it. I'm gonna go back to the few of the photos that I already worked on, and I'm just gonna add the numbers. Sometimes I just add it directly on the picture. It doesn't have to be anything extra. Sometimes I add a round label and I add them on top. And I use my typewriter to write my journaling. And I always have my journaling card, and depending on how much I think I'm gonna write, and then I have an extra one, and I'm like, okay, if I don't use this one to journal, I can switch it up, or I can turn it into a filler card with stickers or embellishments or things like that. I love these cards. I know that every month they include a rainbow one, but honestly, I'm not mad at it. I love it. And I just wanted to add something like a title, but not really. A little filler, so it's not all words. And I love the color of that phrase sticker. That blue is really nice. And this card said June, and I think all of these things happen in August. So I used one of the stickers from Everyday Explorers to cover it. And I always like to add washi as a detail. It doesn't cover too much, so you can still see the line. You can add things on top. And I have a lot of washi. I should be using it. But that one with the 3 colors is my absolute favorite. It's actually my second roll. It's from Freckle Fawn. And back in the day, they used to have these grab bags of washi or mystery washi or something like that. And I would get them, because addiction. And I got a second one of one that I already had, and I was so happy because it's still my favorite washi. And when it runs out, I'm gonna be so sad. And here I thought I was done, but I decided to fill that space at the bottom. And I'm just going to use some washi, one of the chipboard stickers from the Studio Calico kit. And one of the little hearts that the other day I checked to buy more and they didn't have them. They were from AliExpress. If they ever come up again, I'll link them, but they're not available. I'm really happy with the layout. This is how it turned out. Very colorful. Sorry about the glare. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to check out the products, they're going to be linked down below. And again, thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day. Bye!